Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ron Trevino in the KHOU newsroom giving you your afternoon headlines. Thanks for tuning in on all our platforms. One of the stories that we're covering today is a sad one for people in the Kemah area. Perhaps you saw our video that we streamed live earlier today, the funeral for the police chief of Kemah, Chris Reed, who died in a boating accident last week. Friends and family, hundreds of police officers were there giving a final farewell to a man who lived a life of service to others. This was all taking place at the Clear Creek Community Church in League City, and it was followed by a public procession in town. It was called the Chief's Final Ride. Kemah residents and businesses were encouraged to show their support and respect by lining a procession route around town, and you could see a lot of people stopped wherever they were driving and just pulled over as a sign of respect, and a lot of people got out of their cars, as you can see right there. Big show of support and a lot of love to Police Chief Chris Reed. He leaves behind his wife Jana, his son Chase, his daughters Logan and Alexis, all there at the funeral, of course. Chief Chris Reed was a retired Army paratrooper. He was a former city manager for League City and Nassau Bay. He was also on the Clear Creek Independent School District Board, a man who was so civic-minded and spent a lifetime of service to people in that area. You can see why they showed so much love and honor for him today and his family. A beautiful service. We'll have a full report on that coming up at 4 o'clock. Now, another big story that people are talking about today, Whataburger. We all love Whataburger, right, as Texans. I'm from Corpus Christi, the city that gave us Whataburger back in even before I was born, okay? Whataburger started in Corpus Christi, and I'm from Corpus Christi, so I'm proud of that. But big news about Whataburger today. They're selling a majority interest of their company as they're positioning their company for expansion. This could be good news for Whataburger customers. The company now has over 800 locations in 10 states with sales of more than $2 billion a year. But it's announcing today that BDT Capital Partners will purchase a majority interest in the company as it seeks to expand. Now, BDT is a merchant bank that advises and invests in family and founder-led companies, and as you know, that would be what Whataburger is. Now, together, BDT and Whataburger will team to begin exploring expansion plans for the nearly 70-year-old iconic brand. So Whataburger is 70 years old, again going to my point that it's older than me. The company said that Whataburger headquarters will stay in San Antonio. Now, they used to be in Corpus, but their headquarters are now in San Antonio. I'm still upset about that, but Corpus still has a lot of pride in Whataburger. Whataburger has grown significantly over the years, and in order to keep satisfying our customers, we've been exploring different options to expand the brand and introduce it to new audiences. So that's why they're going forward with this. We're excited about the partnership, they say, with BDT because they respect and admire the brand that we've built. They want to preserve it while they help us continue growing a sustainable, competitive business over a long period of time. They don't plan to change our recipe for success. The recipe for success. What does that mean for the recipe for their Whataburgers? I don't know. Chloe, where did I have lunch today? Let me let everybody know where I had lunch today. Coincidentally, before the news even came out, or that I was aware of, I went to Whataburger today. Had my usual Whataburger with cheese. Man, I have been eating Whataburger since I was like so young. There used to be one right across the street from my junior high there in Corpus. Got in trouble with the vice principal that year for going to Whataburger for lunch. You weren't supposed to do that. I got reprimanded for that. But you know, that junior high school has been torn down. It's not even there anymore, Shannon Junior High. Now it's a Lowe's, but that Whataburger is still standing there in Corpus Christi. This could be good news for us. This could be good news. Just so long as the recipe stays the same, the recipe for success, we'll see what happens when they expand. Sometimes you don't want things to get too big, but we'll find out. We'll find out. But anyway, Whataburger is still around, and apparently they're going to be stronger than ever. Diet Dr. Pepper still tastes pretty good. Now, by the way, when I was down in Corpus, I don't know if they have these up here, but I tried a Dr. Pepper milkshake. Do they have them up here? I don't know if they do. Do they have them up here?
They do.
Pretty good. That's just my 2 cents worth right there. All right, now here's our weird science and animal news, because it's science and animals. We're talking about a perfectly preserved, head of an Ice Age wolf found in Siberia. Okay, this is a huge wolf, apparently like 25% bigger than the modern day wolves. But this goes back thousands of years. They found it in the permafrost there in Siberia. And apparently these ancient wolves used to run around when the mammoths were around, and they became extinct when the mammoths became extinct. But this thing is awesome because it's 40,000 years old, discovered in the Russian Arctic region of Yakutia. You ever heard of that? Yakutia? I don't know if I'm saying it right. But Valery Plotnikov, a top researcher at the local branch of the Russian Academy of Sciences, said the animal belonged to an ancient subspecies of wolf that lived at the same time as the mammoths, as I told you. 25% bigger than the modern wolf. Now, it's unique because scientists previously only had found wolf skulls without tissue or fur. This head has ears, a tongue, and a perfectly preserved brain. Wow, so they found that in Siberia. So that's going to be interesting once they do a little research on this huge wolf head. The huge wolf, a subspecies that, you know, they don't even have wolves this size anymore. Maybe it's the size of like the wolf on Game of Thrones, I don't know. Like a dire wolf, it could be. But here's the interesting thing about Siberia and what they find in Siberia. I read an article in the New York Times earlier this week saying that they found bones that match Native Americans. So the ancient Siberians have similar DNA to Native Americans, but the modern day Siberians don't, because that region has gone through so many different populations and one group conquering another and everything. But interesting scientific stuff coming out of Siberia this week, and now this huge wolf head. All right, what else do we have going on? Well, in sports, the Astros are playing the Toronto Blue Jays. What a night it was for Toronto Raptors, though. But the Blue Jays are in town. Drake is a big fan of Toronto stuff. Maybe Drake's going to be here. Do you think Drake's going to be here?
No.
He could be.
He's probably still hungover from last night.
Chloe's saying that Drake might be hungover from last night, but we all know that Drake does love Houston. You know, he often has Houston Appreciation Days. But at any rate, we'll have live reports from Minute Maid Park as Toronto Blue Jays come to town. As far as the weather's concerned, for Father's Day weekend, that should have been the lead story, Father's Day weekend. Right?
Yeah.
Father's Day weekend. Don't forget Dad. Don't forget Dad. Both my kids are out of town. Both of my kids are out of town this weekend. Anyway. All right, how about the weather? It's going to be hot. And there's some Saharan dust. So we've had Saharan dust. We're kind of experienced with that. It kind of leaves a haze in the sky. But it's going to be hot and a bit hazy with that Saharan dust. So those are some of your headlines. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there. If you can't be with your kids, that's fine. You know, they still love you. And we'll have much more on all this stuff coming up at 4 o'clock. And I'll see you then, okay? Thank you.